Welcome back, one and all, to more Trails in the Sky 3rd. Last time we left off, we got Analeace in the party. Say hi, Analeace. And now, because we have Analeace, we can take on this newly discovered Star Door. Bring me the girl who entrusts her feelings to her blade. Only then shall the door open. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Ah, crap, we're at the mall. Interesting. Wow, that's a surprise. Analeace. Oh, Lugren. Is something the matter? It's not like you'd have walked right up to the second floor without even looking at the board and sit quietly like this. You're not feeling sick from eating too much ice cream or something, are you? Don't be silly, I'm not kidding anymore, you know. Could have fooled me. I swear, you were the one who ate 3 full scoops first thing one morning and later had to go get some stomach medicine from Spence. Maybe my memory's playing tricks on me. Let's all pretend that never happened, okay? Besides, that was back then. Now I'm a junior. Back when I was a junior bracer, that was forever ago. I learned my lesson after that, I swear. Now I never have more than 1 scoop each morning. You're not supposed to have you're not supposed to have an ice cream in the morning at all, you know. Well, no matter. Hey, what have you been doing up here all this time anyway? Oh right. Well, you see, I got a letter from my pappy who lives a long way away this morning. Really now? He's a swordsman if I recall, isn't he? Yep, he's an instructor. He's really famous among sword practitioners, actually. Yun Ka-Fang of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School. Alright, that's the one. I was familiar with the name even before meeting you, but I was quite surprised to find out you were his granddaughter. Didn't he used to live here in Liberal? I was surprised you know about that. I can't say I have many memories of when he was here, though. It was around when I was born, so how could I know? That long ago, I see. So, what's he doing? Well, judging by this letter, yeah, he's doing fine. I haven't had a chance to meet him in person for about a year now. Last time we had a chance to spar, I felt like he was totally babying me, even though he's like 70. You really must be skilled to be treating an active bracer that way. What's with the serious face? No, it's nothing all that major, but I've been wondering something for a while. Why do you stay here when you could join him? Sorry, I'm lost. Well, it's just that you're aiming to improve your swordsmanship, aren't you? It feels like if you have a grandfather like that, the fastest way to do that would be to go with him and polish your skills at his side. Well, I suppose it's not my place to be telling you what may or may not be best for you. Sorry, Analeace, you needn't pay any attention to an old man like me. No, that's not true at all. I really appreciate your advice, so please don't think it's not your place to give it. I could definitely see where you're coming from on this. I do have my reasons for being here and all. They're just a little difficult to explain. Oh? I do want to learn more about swordsmanship and swords in general. So in that sense, you're right, but continuing to train under Pappy will be both the best and fastest course of action. But that's not all I want to do with my life. I want at least as much, if not more, to know more about what it means to be a bracer. I guess it's a case of wanting to learn more about swordsmanship as a bracer than as a swordsman, if that makes any sense. Am I even doing a good job of explaining this? No, I think I see where you're coming from now, actually. Besides, Pappy once told me that he taught me all the all the technical side of swordsmanship, forms, crafts, and that kind of stuff already. Whether I can master them or not is all down to me now. So in that sense, I feel like there's no specific need for me to train under him nowadays. Of course, whether I'm really advancing in my swordsmanship now is another issue entirely. I wish I could say for sure I was, but I see. What's with the silent treatment all of a sudden? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not really one of those kinds of serious. You're just not really one of those kinds of serious discussions. So I was impressed to see you were even capable of them. Oh, I am so capable. Besides, you were the one who kind of pushed me into talking about all this stuff first. I'm glad I did too. Anyway, getting back to the point, what did that letter even say anyway? Oh right, well as surprising as it is, it says that I should go see Cassius Bright. Cassius? The one and only? Yep, that's right. Supposedly Pappy was invited by the Royal Army to be a guest instructor at some point a long time ago. That's when he trained Cassius too. So ever since they've had this kind of student-master relationship with one another, Cassius even went out of his way to go and see him 10 years ago when he decided to stop using a sword too. Well, 10 years ago? That would put that around when he left the army and became a bracer then. What exactly prompted him to tell you and go visit Cassius now though? I guess he only just recently found out that Cassius had returned to the army. So now he's wondering whether he might take the opportunity to take up the sword again. I gotcha. He wants you to go and ask for him. And let him know what he says, yeah. I see. People really do end up connected in the strangest places and in the funniest ways. Now tell me about it. Anyway, that being said, I kind of have a favor to ask. You want time off, I assume? Well, who am I to say no? You've got a good case to have it. I can get in touch with the army and set up a meeting with Cassius if you want. Really? Really? Go along and get the truth your grandfather wants from him. But in return, I want you to take care of every single one of the monster extermination requests on the board first. Every single one? Aren't there like 5 of them right now? Sure, but the monsters in the area will be no trouble at all for you as you are now. They'd be less of a problem if Grant were around, but I had to lend him to the guild over in Ruin, and he's still not back. You're gonna have to pick up the slack here in this place, especially if you want time off. Okay. Three days later. I'm finally here. Right on time, too. Okay, let's go butt Cassius. Can I help you? I'm Analeace Elford, a bracer with the guild. I've come to meet Brigadier General Bright. I see. I believe we've been expecting you. I'll pass on that you've arrived then. You might have to wait a little while before you can meet with the general, though, I'm afraid. But I'm right on time. Did something throw off his schedule? Something must have. I can't pretend to know much more than you do. But the general is a very busy man, so it's not all that unusual for things like this to happen. Anyway, like I said, I'll pass on that you've arrived, but I'm going to have to ask you to wait out here for a while. Sure, no problem. This is taking ages. I hope this meeting isn't going to end up getting cancelled or something. I really don't want to have to come all this way for nothing. Suppose if I can't meet with the Cassius, I could at least go shopping in Gransel. They should probably be getting the new lineup of stuffed toys around now. I wonder which one I should get. Maybe the bear or a crocodile once in a while would be nice. Excuse me, young lady. The general can meet you now. Really? Good day, sir. Thank you. And you must be Analeace, I assume. Yes, I am. Welcome to Lystrom Fortress. The general is waiting. Please follow me. Oh, thank goodness. I seriously thought I was going to have to go home without getting to see him. I'm terribly sorry for the wait. Well, please follow me. You got it, sir. I brought your visitor, sir. Very good. You may return to your duties. Thank you, sir. I'm really sorry about the delay there, Analeace. Oh, don't be. I'm more thankful you took the time out of your busy schedule to speak with me at all. This is the least I can do for someone from my old line of work. It's been a while since we last met, though, hasn't it? You've become a seasoned veteran before I knew it. I certainly like to think I have. I can't have Estelle soar ahead of me while she's abroad, can I? This is just what rivals do. So they do. I'll be looking forward to seeing just how much stronger the two of you have become. You won't be disappointed. Getting to the point, I was pleased to hear that old Master Keife is still in good health. I believe it was because of him that you came here today? Yes, that's right. I didn't realize you were an acquaintance of his before this. I certainly am. In short, he's the man who taught me the way of the sword. That was over 20 years ago. By this point, the first time we met was when I was back at the military academy, so I studied it under him. I still remember the harsh training sessions he gave me here at Lysstrom like it was yesterday. Really? Is there any special reason you didn't say you knew him before? You knew I was his granddaughter, didn't you? I did. By the time I first met you, I had long given up my path to the sword. It didn't feel appropriate in my eyes to act as if I was his student in light of that. Oh, gotcha. I haven't seen him in about 10 years, I think. He does write me on occasion, but how is he these days? Does he still have the same old vim and vigor? Yep, he really doesn't act his age at all. Still, if you'll let me get right to the point, the reason I came here to continue the discussion he had with you 10 years ago. Oh? To tell you the truth, Pappy still laments the fact that you left the path of the sword. That is why he wrote me a letter when he learned you returned to the army. He wondered whether you returning to the army may mean you are ready to pick up the sword again. So, this is it. He'd like to know directly from you how you feel. I see. Well, it's a great honor that after so many years he cares so much about inexperienced and other lacking swordsmen like me. And yet, I'm afraid my answer is that I still have no intention of taking up a blade again. Can I ask you why? You certainly can, but I'm not sure how to put my answer. This has always been on my mind too. I've always wondered what would prompt someone so skilled with the sword that they gained the title Divine Blade to leave it all behind. And I don't mean to make light of your skill with your staff or say it's inferior or nothing like that. It's just hard to wrap my head around why you did what you did, and there's a little part of me that can't accept it either. Especially now that you've returned to the army. Why can't you return to being a swordsman? Yeah, unless you believe that staff is stronger than a sword after all. No, not at all. I just believe a staff to be a more fitting weapon for me as I am now. Staves are a symbol of protection, which are used more for keeping enemies at bay than cleaving through them. You say that as if swords are good for... you say that as if all swords are good for is cutting and killing. That's not true. I fight because I want to protect things, just like you do. As a swordsman, as a bracelet, as myself. Are you telling me that the swordsmanship Poppy taught me isn't going to let me do that? I'm sorry, I didn't ask for you to take time out of your day so I could come and shout at you. But I can't accept what you're saying. Up until now, all of what happened here in Liberal, I never felt any doubts that swordsmanship was the right path for me. In the end, all of what happened just served to remind me of how powerless I really am. And now, I feel like no matter how hard I try, I'll always be a rookie. And I'll never be strong enough to do what I want to do. Now I see. Perhaps this is fate. I see Master Keife hasn't changed one bit. He's still the same firecracker he always was. What do you mean? I'm afraid as I am now, I'm not able to answer the questions you're asking me, but I know someone else who can. Reload and shoot! Reload and shoot! Stab that air. What's he planning to do out here? I really want to know who we called, too. Ah, there you are. Are you ready to begin? Indeed I am. I never expected to have to wear this uniform again, though, especially not so soon. I'd almost think you enjoyed messing with people. I'm not doing it to bully you. You know as well as I do that your usual work clothes aren't well suited for this kind of thing. You're Colonel Richard! I realize this may sound a little silly coming from a man wearing his uniform, but I'm no longer a colonel, young lady. Sorry. So, Mr. Richard then, or Alan? You may call me whatever you wish, though no need for Mr. Meanwhile, I believe you are Analeace, a senior bracer with the guild. You know me? I'm not the former commander of the intelligence division for nothing. I know about all the bracers in this country. I see. But how did you end up being here? Actually, Richard was who I was meeting just before I spoke with you. Really? In short, I decided to start up a new research company as a civilian. So while I may not be part of the army anymore, I can definitely see myself continuing to need to work with it in the future. I decided to come here in order to discuss the matter with Cassius, in hopes of maintaining a good relationship between us in the future. Oh, I get it now. Wait, is this the person you mentioned earlier? That's right. I want you two to fight one another. Wait a second, this is a bit sudden, isn't it? Especially if I'm going to be fighting the famous Colonel Richard. Is that so? You don't want to know the answer to the questions you asked me earlier then. I believe any doubts you have towards swordsmanship can only be dispelled through using it. Focus not on whether you win or lose, but on pouring all you have into the battle, and you should find the answers you seek. Alright then. I'm not sure I'll make much of an opponent, but I'll do what I can. It's not every day one has a chance to test their skills against a relative of the 8 Leaves School founder. I'm eager to see what you can do. Begin! Right! Sword fight! Of course you go fucking first, you bitch.
Think you're clever.
Shit, right off with the fucking S-craft. Bitch! Yeah, I have to do a bit of healing after that. That was a bitch move, you asshole. Get myself a defense down, but okay, after this turn, I'm gonna heal. No, wait, the attack delay didn't work. Damn it! It wore off. Good, the game's stuttering again. Okay, this plan is working. Shit! Healing now! I'm almost out of heals. Okay. Bitch! There should be enough to kill him! Then my strength up! So close!
Be gone.
Shit, he gets another turn! But now he's down. Now he's down. Okay, I won that somehow. I don't know how I did that. But good job, Analeace. Holy crap, I did it. Looks like my skills still have a lot of room for improvement. Alright, the victor is decided. Sheath your blades. So, Analeace, how did his swordsmanship appear to you? Well, he fights using the 8-blade skull's 5th form, Morning Moon. He's made a few changes to the standard form, but it's largely a style based around sword drawing techniques. Well, okay, I noticed a bit more than just technical details like that. What did you notice? Well, one thing I realized while fighting him, Richard swings his sword as if perfectly synchronized to my breathing. The second I go on the offense, he reacts without fail. In that sense, it feels like his swordsmanship is more of a defensive than offensive, I suppose. The defensive stance matches perfectly with the form he uses in combat, and the result is very natural, very powerful swordsmanship. Oh, Well, what I can't work out is why are you so focused on fighting defensively to begin with? I mean, I assume it's because you want to protect something, but what? Analeace? Yes? I wield my sword for but one single reason. The reason is to protect this country. Oh? Everyone has at least something that they wish to protect in this world. Perhaps that is a person, such as their family or loved ones. Perhaps it is a belief or ideology that they hold dear. And just as the things we seek to protect are difficult, so too are the ones we choose to do it. In my case, the way I choose to protect what I care about is just so happens to perfectly suit the defensive swordsmanship you noticed. Although I can only imagine how comical it must sound to hear a criminal who threatened this nation talk about wanting to protect it. Well, not really. Richard, you? Please don't say anything, General. Her Majesty may have chosen to pardon me for what I did, but that doesn't make those crimes simply disappear. Still, just as your desire to protect Lyreborough remained even after leaving the army, I can't completely turn my back on mine. It was so that I could do so that I resolved to leave the army even. It was? You see, Analeace, to me, one position in life is just a means to an end, a way in which to achieve whatever you wish to do. I think that's true for one choice of weapon. I think that's true of one's choice of weapon as well. Wouldn't you agree? Well, what's important isn't the weapon you choose, but what you use it to do. What inspires you to take it up and use it to fight. The reason I chose to put the sword aside and take up the staff is those feelings had changed, that is all. So Analeace, any more thoughts? I should just use my sword in a way that best fits me to do what I want. That's what you're trying to tell me, right? Sure is, you beat me to it. You're Master Keifei's granddaughter, alright. Very quick to catch up on things. I'm just as quick at forgetting things too, though. But I finally get where you're coming from. Really? I'm happy to hear that. Could I ask you to pass my answer on to Master Keifei then? I know it's literally pronounced cafe, but I'm just gonna say Keifei because cafe sounds really dumb. Consider done. I'm sure he'll understand. Then again, would you be opposed, Richard? Not at all. I've already inherited the way of the sword itself from you. It's only right that someone else should inherit that. What are you talking about? Well, it's settled. Would you accept this, Analeace? What's this? It's a blade I once used myself. I think it would be happier in the hands of an active practitioner of swordsmanship than in my own at this point. Wait a second. I can't possibly accept this. This surely is something that should be surely if anyone should be taking this off you, it should be Richard. Perhaps on the surface, but how things are on the surface is not what is always most important. I thought you had learned that fact. I'm not sure the lessons I learned earlier have anything to do with this. There's no need to think so seriously about this, Analeace. All you need to do is take up this sword and use it to do what you want to do, in a way you choose to do it. That's all anyone expects of you. To do what I want to do in the way I choose to do it. Well, if you insist, I'd be happy to accept it. I feel I've learned a lot today from having the opportunity to face off against you. I do hope I'll have the chance again one day. So do I. You'll both have to make sure you don't neglect your training then. Of course, I wouldn't dream of giving it any less than 100%. I did not think I was going to win that fight. I honestly thought I was going to lose. But we're still going? Really, it sounds like that was quite a fruitful experience. It sure was. I'm guessing that this was Poppy's plan all along. He knew exactly what would happen if I went to ask Cassius what I did, and that's why he asked. I must have sounded a little unsure of myself in the last letter I wrote him. I see, like master, like pupil. Incidentally, while I hate to spring this on you, before you even had a chance to settle back in, a lot of work built up while you were away. There's even a request from the mayor too, so I really need you to get right to it all. If anything, you should be grateful. All this work will give you a chance to refine your skills with that new mindset of yours, won't it? This is... that's one way of looking at it, sure. So, Poppy, while I bet you knew all this all along, it looks like Cassius has no intention of taking up the way of the sword ever again. But thanks to seeing him, I ended up being able to choose to re-examine my own swordsmanship. Up until now, I thought it was all about getting stronger or faster, things like that. But now I finally realize that's what's far more important than either of those things, as why you take up your sword in the first place, your feelings. I feel like now I finally understand why I was never able to defeat you, no matter how many times we fought. I might not be the best student in the world, but I'll keep giving my training all I've got. Love, Analeace. Aw, that's sweet. Side story. Swordsmanship. Finish. Got the sword, got money. And now we're back in Stirring Lava Hell. That was a sweet little moon. That was a sweet little star door. But we're gonna continue the main plot next time. I'll see you then, everybody.